And I'm going to give out what the rules of the forum will be. And I'll start with candidate Harley Pinson. Harley's had a lengthy career as a legal counsel in the petroleum industry. He's also very active in the Republican Party. And he was appointed to 5 two-year terms on the State Central Committee, 3 times by Senator Cheevian, twice by then Assemblyman Kevin McCarthy. He's also a member of the Bakersfield Congress of Republicans and the Republican National Lawyers Association. Harley's candidacy for Kern County Supervisor has been endorsed by Senator Gene Fuller and by the Kern County Young Republicans. He's also active in Rotary, Bakersfield Symphony Orchestra, and Greater Bakersfield Chamber of Commerce. Harley and his wife Cindy have 2 adult children, both of whom are graduates of Stockdale High School. David Couch is currently serving as Vice Mayor of the Bakersfield City Council and has been elected since November 1998 to Ward 4. Excuse me. He's also the chair of the Local Agency Formation Committee, also referred to as LAFCO, and serves as a member of the Southern California Water Committee. David is the first Vice President and Financial Advisor with Morgan Stanley Smith, Barney. He's been in the financial service industry since 1988, specializing in retirement and estate planning for high net worth clients and corporate retirement plans. David is born and raised in Bakersfield and has lived here most of his life. He attended local public schools, including BHS, before attending San Jose State. He and his wife have 3 children. Okay, now, the rules of the forum. We're going to begin by asking both of the candidates to make an opening statement to the membership lasting no longer than 3 minutes. Our parliamentarian Connie Green is going to serve as the stopwatch watcher. Then we will open up the meeting, and also she'll be assisted by Patty Brown. Thank you, Patty. So 3 minutes each for an opening statement, then we'll open the meeting up to a question and answer session, which I already have these questions collected, and each of you will be asked, each candidate will be asked to respond to these questions, and we ask that you limit your responses to no more than 45 seconds. Connie will keep track of the time. She'll hold up color index cards. Green means go, yellow means 15 seconds, and of course red means stop. And at the end of the sequence, we will ask you both to make a closing statement, again lasting no more than 3 minutes. So to start things off, to see who goes first, Connie's going to flip a coin. And I'm going to have to pass this mic back and forth. I apologize. If you only have one mic. Okay, first question. Harley, how would you propose to better engage youth? Oh, sorry.
So, how did everybody like my opening statement? Really good question there. Bakersfield Republican Women Federated. It's nice to be in a room full of such sensible people. My name is Harley Pinson. My bio is pretty well covered in Chris's introduction, and I've left my bio on the table, so I'm not going to get into a great deal of that. But I'm running for county supervisor because I think I can make a difference, I think I can lead, and I think I can help our community become a better place. This is time for leadership. It's not a time for placeholders. I believe strongly in several issues. One is at the beginning of my campaign, I said I would not accept contributions from public employee unions. Not because I think there's anything particularly wrong with it, but when I sit down at collective bargaining, if I'm fortunate enough to be elected, I want the people to know I'm only on their side of the table and the unions are on their side of the table. Second, private sector job creation. We need to have a steady drumbeat, not a parade every 3 years, but a steady drumbeat in the county government from the top where the culture set to sustain and create private sector jobs. A culture that is welcoming to private sector job investment. Along with that, 10 years ago, the County of Kern paid $58 million for public employee pensions. This year, around $200 million. Well, that's money that isn't available for public safety, for roads, for parks, for libraries. The quality of life issues that also attract and retain private sector investment. So my focus will be on private sector job growth and reining in the political influence of public employees. Third is we need to have stronger, more proactive leadership. We didn't have that on the Bakersfield City Council in opposition to the high-speed rail until very late and until other cities and counties had already voted against it. We need to have civic leadership that addresses issues that are of concern to everybody here and our community in general. So that's why I'm running. And I've been throughout the 1,400 square miles of the port, 170,000 people, from Wasco to Fraser Park to Taft. I'm working hard. I'm ready to answer your questions. And I'll be here until after the meeting, as long as you want to stay for me to answer your questions. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you for the opportunity to be with you today. I appreciate your group and the work that you do. I will give you a little brief introduction to some of you, and maybe reintroduce myself a bit to others of you. Again, my name is David Couch. I was born and raised in Bakersfield. I attended local public schools, including Bakersfield High School. Any growers here by chance? Hi. And then I attended San Jose State University, where I got a degree in business administration with a concentration in accounting. I tried to play professional tennis for a couple of years, and I did not win enough, and spent most of the money I had, so I came back to town and got an actual real job, coincidentally with Occidental Exploration and Production, where I know Harvey spent a great deal of time. I worked in the accounting department there for a few years, and then I went on to work for a much smaller oil company called Challenger Minerals as the Pacific Coast District Accountant. After that, I went to work for a much smaller company, and we sold casing and tubing to people that were drilling oil wells or producing oil. I then went into the securities business in 1998. I worked for Dean Witter, then Smith Barney, now back to Morgan Stanley, which had purchased Dean Witter. So I worked for about 5 or 6 different companies in that time frame, because they always change names. And now Morgan Stanley and Smith Barney have merged, so no matter where I go, it seems I always end up at the same place. In 1988, I ran successfully for the city council. I've been fortunate enough to be able to serve on the city council for the last 14 years, serving twice as the vice mayor. One of the things I'm most interested in and have spent the most time in is the city water board. And that is something that, as the 4th District Supervisor, that is an extremely important issue for the 4th District. A lot of the farmers on the west side have had their water supplies cut drastically due to all kinds of reasons that I won't go into. But the 4th District Supervisor is going to have to be able to hit the ground running, specifically when it comes to water. I'm currently involved, by virtue of being on the water board and being the vice mayor, in an effort called the Kern Groundwater Management Steering Committee. Sounds very boring. It's extremely important, and I would ask you to follow it, because this is an effort by which all water districts are trying to get together to manage our water resources better. In the past, if I'm a district and you guys are all a district, if you had a problem and I didn't, that was your problem. We cannot do that anymore, because we're going to have one of two results if we continue down that path. Either the state is going to come down here and tell us how to manage our water, or, and there's already been one lawsuit filed that could result in this, although it would take several years. There could be what's called a basin-wide adjudication, where a judge is actually going to tell us how to manage our water. Neither of those are good results. Both of them we lose local control. I highlight that issue in my opening statement because that is an extremely important issue for Kern County, and it's an extremely important issue for the 4th District. Ray Watson has done an excellent job so far on that committee as well, and I hope to follow in his footsteps there. Thank you. I see the red card. I will be quiet now.